Today's MetroNews television forecast is brought to you by Salango Law. Get results, no excuses.
Meteorologist Joe Ansel here. Nice to meet you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's talk about the weather. Now for today, we're going to start the day with a chance of scattered hit or miss rain and isolated storms. Some of these could produce some very gusty winds, so be mindful. Keep your eyes on the radar to start the day if you need to. 35 to 45, isolated gusts up to 50 miles per hour possible, and we're very warm this week. Plan for unseasonably hot and humid conditions through about Saturday until we get a sweeping cold front after that for the second half of the weekend. Starting at 7 a.m. this morning, we got some scattered rain fizzling out near just before midday. An isolated storm. Again, some very gusty winds are possible. I'll watch for some limited rain potential in the state. Some areas will have some potential. For your Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. Some of these cities here later this week will be unseasonably hot too, approaching some records in some areas. Tampa near 89 Monday, Tuesday, 90 on Wednesday with sunshine. From Panhandle to Panhandle, northern areas of the state, mid-70s. Chance of morning rain, slight chance of a thunderstorm, but could produce some very gusty winds to start the day. Then a break, and then a chance of a shower, slight chance of a thunderstorm. Warm lows near 60 or so tonight. Eastern areas of the state, 70 to 80 degrees, warming up, increasing humidity, that chance of that morning shower with gusty winds. Then a break. Few showers possible tonight and a warm low near 60 degrees. Highs in the low to upper 70s, approaching some 80s in eastern and western areas of the state there. And overnight tonight near 60 with that chance of showers this morning. Southern areas less favorable, but still a chance of scattered rain and maybe an isolated storm to start the day. Some highs up to 81 include spots like Charleston. We're near 88 tomorrow, 65 Tuesday night, near 90 Wednesday, and again on Saturday. So a lot of heat in here until we get to 65 on Sunday.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at salangolaw.com.
It's a Monday morning. We are ready to rock and roll. MetroNews Talkline is underway.
Do not attempt to change the station. You are surrounded. We interrupt this program to bring you an emergency news bulletin. Repeat, this is an emergency bulletin. Keep your radio turned on.
From the studios of WVRC Media and the MetroNews Radio and Television Network, the voice of West Virginia, comes the most powerful show in West Virginia. This is MetroNews Talkline with Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows.
Check set lineup link. Activated Telos telephone. Switch network control from Charleston to Morgantown.
Stand by. Q Dave and TJ. You're on. MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Good morning. Welcome inside the Encova Insurance Studios. Dave Wilson in Morgantown. TJ Meadows is in Charleston. Happy to have you be part of our day. You can be part of the show. Text us at 304-TALK-304. You can also give us a call at 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. Coming up later this morning, going to talk to Jonathan Savage, Fox News Radio, get the latest on the mission in Iran, the U.S. blockade being implemented in the Strait of Hormuz. We'll get to that. We'll talk to one of the Democrats running for the U.S. House of Representatives in the 2nd District, Stephanie Spears Tomana, will join us. And in the second hour, for some reason or another, Dave Allen will join the conversation. Please say good morning to Mr. TJ Meadows. Where's your green jacket this morning, TJ? Good morning, buddy.
If I get a green jacket, it'll be from somebody here in Charleston. It won't be from the Masters, that's for sure. Great Masters, though. Hey, give it to Rory. I know I was rooting against him with Scheffler, but you got to give it to the guy. Great golf. held on. I thought that drive on 18 yesterday was going to be a problem for him. Turned out not to be. So congratulations to him. Back-to-back. Only the fourth person, I think, in history to have 2 jackets. He's up there with Nicholas, Sir Nick Faldo, Tiger Woods. Good company to be in.
That's a pretty elite group that will get together there.
Pretty
Scotty
elite.
Scheffler frustrates me here, TJ. I'll tell you why. I don't know how many tournaments I've watched where he has one bad round, first or second round, shoots like a 74, something just stupid, right? And then he comes back, has this amazing round, and then he's right there at the end. And you're thinking, man, if you're not like double bogeyed the 13th on Thursday, you might win this thing.
Yeah.
He frustrates me.
Well, he didn't win over the weekend, but he wins a lot, and he's always like in the top 5 or 10 hunt, right? That's why he's the best in the world.
There's that, TJ.
There's that.
There's that. So, Masters this weekend. WVU had a nice series over at Texas Tech as well. We've got you covered sports-wise over at WVMetroNews.com, where you can also find Brad McElhenney's latest story as the saga with the Greenbrier Resort continues. Current ownership of the Greenbrier Resort says it holds the upper hand in an emerging fight for control of the historic hotel versus an affiliate of a national resort chain, is the lead sentence in Brad's story over at WVMetroNews.com. Let's bring Brad into the conversation this morning. Brad, good morning. Hope you had a nice weekend. What's the latest in this power struggle between the Jim Justice family-owned businesses and Omni Resorts, which now owns the $200 and some million debt lien on the Greenbrier?
Well, the segue from the Masters is, speaking of battles for golf courses, there is now one emerging. And, if we could take a step back, when it became clear that the parent company of Omni Resorts and Golf Courses had bought the almost $300 million debt on the Greenbrier, the first lien rights to that debt, there's an alternate reality where Omni could have brought its deep pockets and its expertise to bear, could have collaborated with the Greenbrier and its other properties, specifically the Homestead Resort, just less than an hour away in Hot Springs, Virginia. And under that alternate scenario, the Justice family, which has been the owners for more than a decade, potentially could have continued to influence it, could have provided a local voice, institutional experience, could have continued to be high profile U.S. Senator here, high profile ambassadors for the property. And, that kind of collaboration in an alternate reality, I could see. That is not where we are. Faster than I had thought. On Friday afternoon, after Talkline had finished for the day, we learned that the parent company of Omni has gone to court. This is Omni's affiliate, White Sulphur Springs Holdings, which is newly formed. Federal court in the Southern District of West Virginia to say that they believe the justices have not been are not adequate or responsible caretakers of the property. This is not me talking here, making this clear. The allegation is that the justices have used the profits from the Greenbrier to prop up the arms of their other financial holdings, the coal, potentially the agriculture, other stuff within their family ownership, that they have let the Greenbrier sag in terms of its required maintenance and upkeep. And what the Omni family is alleging is that they can't be trusted anymore, that is now their $300 million or so in collateral, and they want it to be protected. So they're asking the federal court in West Virginia to approve a neutral third party, a receiver, to oversee the hotel and to force the justices out. Beyond seeking a receiver, their motion in federal court requests that a permanent injunction prevent the Justice family from further interfering with the property or its financial records. So, it's gotten confrontational in a hurry. I don't see a way that this ends in a mutually satisfying way. I think, collaborating is now out the window, and it's conflict all the way from here.
The Greenbrier issued a statement over the weekend, Brad, giving us insight into what they think. What did they say in that statement?
So Metro News had a story. It was clearly hot breaking news around 4:00 on Friday. The Gazette Mail also did a story, and I reached out to the Greenbrier and to the Bluestone entity owned by the Greenbrier, or owned by the justices, to say, as a matter of fairness, I want to see if you have a reaction to this lawsuit. That was 4:00 in the afternoon on Friday. Midnight, we received a response. And if you followed these things over the years, these kinds of conflicts with the justices, the statement was pretty similar. They contend that they ethically, morally, and financially have the upper hand. They contend in the statement that they're in compliance with their obligations under the loans that formerly were with Carter Bank, now with Omni. And they have called the parent company of both White Sulphur Springs Holding and Omni Resorts, they've called TRT Holdings a predatory out-of-state company that has filed a baseless court case in an attempt to prevent the Greenbrier from paying off. So follow this logic. This court case, the Greenbrier says, was filed to prevent the justices from paying off the loans that they owe, essentially to grab the whole thing. So this statement is in keeping, I think, with positions that the justices and the Greenbrier have taken when there's been conflict in the past. It's a shot in the air. They're going to have to prove similar statements in court. I mean, you can make a statement, but that doesn't mean your statement is going to hold up in court. They're going to have to go through potentially discovery, that kind of thing. And then it's going to be up to Judge Volk to determine if the Greenbrier's counter allegations hold water.
Talking to Metro News statewide correspondent Brad McElhenney. Brad, not a lawyer, not an MBA, just a simpleton on the radio here. Seems like an uphill battle if you're the Justice family of businesses. Given everything we've reported, given the history throughout the years, this feels like an uphill battle and does not feel like this one is one where the Justice family businesses have the upper hand. You're talking about a multi-billion-dollar corporation here.
Mm-hmm. Well, so Jim Justice was for many years characterized as West Virginia's only billionaire. That is, I think very much in doubt these days, that billionaire status. But, they're running a similar playbook, the justices are, from when they have gone into conflict in the past with entities like Carter Bank and Trust. I think there are some key differences this time. Carter Bank and Trust is a regional bank. The debt that the justices had with them was an albatross, kind of in a weakened position, very difficult to fight your biggest lender. So the other difference, I think, is that Carter Bank and Trust is not an owner of resorts. It's a bank. They don't want to run hotels. In this case, the justices are dealing with actual Texas billionaires who got their money in oil and gas, who run a resort hotel chain of 50 deep pockets, well-run hotels, national presence. And, their ownership of the debt on the Greenbrier translates not from a bank holding the debt, but from a hotel chain holding the debt. And it is much more capable and aligned with flipping that debt into actual hotel ownership. That's a goal that you can see them having, where the bank would not have had it. So I think it's a very different and more difficult situation for the justices. On the other hand, you're dealing with a big personality, U.S. senator, who also, frankly, has the rights to the casino within the resort property. So that's another coin that the justices, so to speak, have to leverage on this matter.
Brad, excellent reporting on your part. Appreciate this story. Read it with interest, read through all of the documents, have been doing research on Robert Rowling, and let me tell you what, that guy he comes to play. He comes to play. $8 billion net worth, according to Forbes. 50 hotels, as you talk about. This guy is on record as saying, look, I want the whole enchilada because that's the only way that I can control quality in my hotels. So this guy is a player. When you look at the document that was filed by his attorneys, page 6, paragraph 19, under the A&R forbearance agreement, that's the agreement that says, hey, we know you're not paying. We're going to hold off for a while. Defendants agreed that the judgments were final judgments, the defendants being the justices, that defaults had occurred under the Greenbrier Resort collateral documents, and that they, keyword, waived any right to notice of payment default or any other default regarding the indebtedness of the defendants. Point, set, and match. They can ask for the $300 million today. I don't see, at least from what I can see here, show me something else, the Greenbrier's welcome to. Game up. I mean, game up. Give me $300 million or we're taking our interest. I mean, it reads as simple as that.
Sometimes when these things have come up in the past, the justices have approached these kinds of financial conflicts by bending the laws of space and time. And you look at it from the outside and you think, they signed these documents that are absolutely clear. And I would not be able to sleep at night if I have signed these documents. I would be prepared to lose my house. And they have found ways to fatigue the entity on the other side, to go to court, to wear everybody out. And they've at least delayed these matters in the past, sometimes for a couple of years. They often return, but there's usually, some relief, and it kind of goes away for a little while. But in this case, you have made a correct point that on the other side is a legitimate Texas billionaire who owns 50 hotels across the country, who was ready to roll, within 2 weeks of buying the debt, ready to roll with a lawsuit that lays down serious allegations. The justices in their statement are saying that they're on the upper end, that this is a baseless court case in an attempt to prevent the Greenbrier from paying off its loans. But I just think that it is a whole different ballgame to be up against this TRT Holdings and their goals and their level of preparedness and their deep pockets. I think it's going to be a real challenge for the justices.
We'll continue to follow. Brad will keep us updated over at WVMetroNews.com. Brad, always appreciate it. Thank you, buddy.
Hey, thanks.
Coming up, Jonathan Savage, Fox News Radio, will get us updated on what is happening in the Strait of Hormuz as President Trump has vowed to blockade Iranian oil shipments out of the strait. We'll talk to Jonathan Savage next.
Located in the heart of West Virginia, Bridgeport is the place to play. Endless indoor and outdoor recreation opportunities, including the Bridgeport Complex, coupled with a dynamic food scene, make Bridgeport the perfect getaway destination for couples and families. Explore unique shopping and pick from a wealth of lodging options to find something perfect for your needs. Explore the heart of West Virginia in Bridgeport. Learn more about all there is to do at greater-bridgeport.com.
Senator Shelley Moore Capito is more than a true conservative and proud West Virginian. She's a champion of our way of life. She doesn't just fight, she delivers, working with President Trump to close the border and keep our families safe, protect our energy jobs, and cut taxes, and establishing the New River Gorge National Park, a powerful economic engine. Shelley Moore Capito, our senator, our champion.
I'm Shelley Moore Capito, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Capito for West Virginia.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
On the next State of Minds.
When something like punk rock comes around, it's very anti-everything, and people were really looking down on what they were brought up with. And for us, we found it was kind of fun to embrace it.
Is it a moment or like they're having an episode?
No, but you're right. You're right. We are having a moment. Yeah.
sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Hours after peace talks with Iran broke down in Pakistan, President Trump said the United States Navy would begin a blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. It would seek and interdict vessels that had paid Iran to get through the strait and then start clearing the waterway of sea mines. Blockade was set to begin at 10 o'clock Eastern this morning. Fox News Radio's Jonathan Savage joins us. Jonathan, good morning. What is the latest from the Strait of Hormuz?
Yeah, good morning. As of 25 minutes ago, this blockade is now in force. It means that no ships will be allowed to enter or leave Iranian ports, although we're told there is going to be a grace period for foreign-flagged ships which are still in Iranian ports waiting to leave. But the point is to put additional pressure on Iran economically as well as militarily. It looks like that the U.S. military will wait in the Gulf of Oman for any ship to travel through the Strait of Hormuz, figuring out where it's come from and making a decision on blocking it or seizing it on that basis. So it is the next move from President Trump, and it follows the failure of those talks over the weekend to find a solution to 6 weeks of war and 47 years of hostility.
Jonathan, talk about the physical assets we have in the region to actually carry out the blockade.
The U.S. military has a huge naval fleet there, 2 aircraft carriers, 2 amphibious ready groups, 16 destroyers, submarines, minesweepers, as well as maritime reconnaissance aircraft and surveillance drones as well. Over the weekend, 2 destroyers, the USS Frankie Peterson and the USS Michael Murphy, entered the Strait of Hormuz to begin setting the conditions for clearing mines, because that is another aspect here, that Iran is believed to have placed some mines in the Strait of Hormuz.
That sounds like an overwhelming force, Jonathan. So how has Iran or the IRGC been able to maintain control of the strait?
Well, so far, the U.S. military had not entered the strait and had not deployed any naval assets there. But the main reason Iran has been able to control the strait is that they've been doing so using very low-tech technology applied, put into practice from the shores, from the northern shores of Iran, using drones, anti-ship cruise missiles, and even maritime drones, effectively speedboats packed with explosives. And they didn't need to attack every single ship. They just needed to attack enough ships that they would scare, I suppose, shipping companies and their insurers. And that's why the number of vessels transiting the Strait of Hormuz has dropped dramatically compared to before Operation Epic Fury. And that, of course, has had that increasing effect on the price of oil and inflation across the world.
Any news or any word from U.S. officials if we will actually board and seize ships?
What we are being told from the U.S. military, in fact, these are this is information which is being given to the ships, is that they are prepared to seize vessels, to block and seize vessels which are leaving Iranian ports. There was some question about what the plan would be. Would they be even shooting at some ships that don't come through. Well, the plan appears to be to seize the ships as a first option. But then this brings into question what happens if China or Russia gets involved, because China, major world power, as we know, a major purchaser of Iranian oil, as we know, may wish to take oil from Iran. What happens if China decides that one of its ships should go through? Would it board and impound a Chinese-owned ship? And what if China decides to offer an armed naval escort? So there's a real possibility for escalation here.
Has there been any reaction from China or Russia, Jonathan?
The reaction from China has been muted, I think it's fair to say. They're urging calm and restraint from all sides. They say that they want to keep the Strait of Hormuz safe, stable and unimpeded, because that serves the interest of the international community. China also says that it hopes to play a positive and constructing role in resolving the crisis.
Fox News Radio's Jonathan Savage on the latest with the blockade in the Strait of Hormuz, beginning with the United States Navy. Jonathan, thank you for the update. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Coming up, other side of the news break, we will talk to one of the Democrats running for the party's nomination for United States House of Representatives. We'll do that in just a moment. Your texts are coming up as well. 304-TALK, 304 is the text line. You can always give us a call at 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. We're just getting rolling here on a Monday morning. This is Talkline on Metro News. For 40 years, Metro News has been the voice of West Virginia. It's 10:30.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Salango Law. Get results, no excuses.
Meteorologist Joe Ansel here. Nice to meet you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's talk about the weather. Now for today, we're going to start the day with a chance of scattered hit or miss rain and isolated storms. Some of these could produce some very gusty winds, so be mindful. Keep your eyes on the radar to start the day if you need to. 35 to 45, isolated gusts up to 50 miles per hour possible, and we're very warm this week. Plan for unseasonably hot and humid conditions through about Saturday until we get a sweeping cold front after that for the second half of the weekend. Starting at 7 a.m. this morning, we got some scattered rain fizzling out near just before midday. An isolated storm. Again, some very gusty winds are possible. I'll watch for some limited rain potential in the state. Some areas will have some potential. For your Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. Some of these cities here later this week will be unseasonably hot too, approaching some records in some areas. Tampa near 89 Monday, Tuesday, 90 on Wednesday with sunshine. From Panhandle to Panhandle, northern areas of the state, mid-70s. Chance of morning rain, slight chance of a thunderstorm, but could produce some very gusty winds to start the day. Then a break, and then a chance of a shower, slight chance of a thunderstorm. Warm lows near 60 or so tonight. Eastern areas of the state, 70 to 80 degrees, warming up, increasing humidity, that chance of that morning shower with gusty winds. Then a break. Few showers possible tonight and a warm low near 60 degrees. Highs in the low to upper 70s, approaching some 80s in eastern and western areas of the state there. And overnight tonight near 60 with that chance of showers this morning. Southern areas less favorable, but still a chance of scattered rain and maybe an isolated storm to start the day. Some highs up to 81 include spots like Charleston. We're near 88 tomorrow, 65 Tuesday night, near 90 Wednesday, and again on Saturday. So a lot of heat in here until we get to 65 on Sunday.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted Best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at salangolaw.com.
On the next State of Minds.
When something like punk rock comes around, it's very anti-everything, and people were really looking down on what they were brought up with. And for us, we found it was kind of fun to embrace it.
Is it a moment or like they're having an episode?
No, but you're right. You're right. We are having a moment. Yeah.
News Anchor Desk, I'm Jeff Jenkins.
304 Talk 304 is the text line, and 800-765-8255. That is the phone number. We'll get to some of your comments coming up in the next segment. We'll talk about Medicare coming up in the second hour. Also, we ran out of ideas this morning, so Dave Allen, co-host of Metro News Midday, is going to stop by at 11:33 this morning.
We ran out of ideas. You know what? Other than Christmas and Easter, other than twice a year, one of these, I'm going to get you guys to love each other, like each other a little bit.
Just, well, okay. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. I digress. Stephanie Spears Tumana is a Democrat running for the U.S. House of Representatives in the 2nd District. She is from Marion County. She's part of the three-way race for the Democrat Party's nomination in the 2nd District. She's a science teacher, a youth sports coach, and she joins us on Metro News Talkline this morning. Stephanie, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So you're a teacher, you're a mom, you're a civic leader, you're a coach. Which of those jobs helps you prepare to possibly be a U.S. Congresswoman?
I don't know if it's any of those jobs or all of those jobs. I was born and raised in an unincorporated community like 2/3 of West Virginians. I like to say where paychecks outnumber potholes, where potholes outnumber paychecks and we're afraid to drink the water. I've worn a lot of proverbial hats like most West Virginians in my community, from sitting on the town board of directors to, putting on my muck boots and digging out a drain when it doesn't work. I think filling all of those gaps and that just life experience of living in a small community is going to be a big part of, or to me is a big part of why I put my name on the ballot and why I feel called to give voices like my community representation.
If elected, Stephanie, what's your goal to solve those rural issues? Is it bringing more money back to West Virginia? Is it transforming rural West Virginia? What would you like to see? What do you plan to do?
It's kind of unpopular when I say this, but half of our budget already comes from federal dollars. I think that primarily we need to have accountability to that funding and a targeted. I'm so sorry, guys. This is, as you said, I'm a science teacher. This is only the second time I've been on the radio, and I was like, I'm going to slay this. I'm not going to be nervous at all. But here I am standing in Berkeley Springs, a little bit nervous.
You're doing fine.
So for me, it's about targeted infrastructure, especially in our rural communities. Part of the bipartisan infrastructure bill that was an oversight was these unincorporated towns and communities were overlooked in those dollars and those investments. So I would like to see more targeted investment in our communities, as well as accountability. So much of federal funds or doesn't seem to actually come to fruition. For me, I worked on a congressional spending request for over a year for fire hydrants. And I was, very celebrant when it was approved, and then very distraught when it was clawed back. It seems like we've had a lot of pictures and pomp and circumstance for projects that never seem to happen, or money that gets spent elsewhere. So, for me, a priority is going to be accountability of those dollars and target it more toward our rural communities. We talk all the time about building a thriving economy, but you can't have a thriving economy where, we're last in infrastructure, at the bottom of education, at the bottom of healthcare. You just can't build a future on cracked earth and talking points. I'm a no-nonsense, common sense kind of person, and you're not going to find me beating my chest to talking points as much as, doing the groundwork and the labor. And I'm not an expert in a lot of things. I'm not going to pretend to be either, but I know where to find those experts and find those resources, and just really kind of help build our communities from the most rural out. They deserve true investment as well.
Speaking with Stephanie Spears Tumana, she is one of the Democrats seeking the party's nomination for U.S. House of Representatives in the 2nd District of West Virginia. You're a teacher. You are boots on the ground when it comes to the issues facing our public education system. Stephanie, what's the top priority for public education, and how can that be addressed in Congress?
Wow. I think first off, we have to recognize that 1 in 4 of our students lives in poverty. I don't mean that as a talking point. Education is my life's work. When I say poverty, we have students who can't afford a pencil, who come to school and dirty clothes, and we have to pack their lunches to go home. So first and foremost, I'm a big believer in free lunch for all. A student cannot be successful if they're hungry. We have to kind of start there. As far as in the classroom, for me, smaller classes would be ideal, or more targeted learning. So often we look at the top learners and our struggling learners, and we kind of forget those ones in the middle. I would like to see more investment in those middle kids, and more for me, trade opportunities. Not every student is college bound, but we have a lot of wonderful unions with trade opportunities and internships, and I would like to see us work more toward building a working public union partnership with them.
Healthcare is a topic that is always top of mind here in West Virginia. Talk about your goals when it comes to healthcare policy.
The numbers are staggering. 80%, I think, are primary care deserts. 60% of our counties are maternity care deserts. We need to seriously consider what we need to do to retain doctors in these areas and services in these areas. Expanding telehealth would really help. But on the flip side, that comes back to not having the necessary infrastructure in place. We need broadband everywhere so that we can have telehealth everywhere. I'd like to see more investment in rural community healthcare centers as well. We could examine things like loan forgiveness or some type of extra stipend or some incentives to get some of our best and brightest to stay here. Opportunity for these young people is across state lines. My daughters have been no exception. We need to do something that attracts students to stay here. And I honestly think too we need to start giving our own students top priority in our higher education schools like West Virginia University and for these kind of medical programs.
Stephanie Spears-Tumana is joining us. She is Democrat running for the U.S. House of Representatives, one of 3 Democrats running for the party's nomination in the May 12th primary. You've talked about tax loopholes, corporations that are able to kind of get around paying their income taxes. Stephanie, how would you address that?
I think we can just enforce the laws that we already have. I was reading somewhere it was trillions of dollars a year, and we see that with our own senator, that these high income earners are able to avoid paying taxes when you or I couldn't. So I don't believe that we need any more taxes, but we definitely need to close the loopholes that exist. One thing too that I probably haven't talked enough about is that I do believe that we need to change the tax brackets. I think the bottom 50,000, if you look at our utility bills alone, have increased 73% in the last 10 years. The average income in West Virginia sits around 36 or 38,000. And at the same time, we're one of the few states where, adjusted for inflation, our income is less than it was 50 years ago. So we need to step back and look at the affordability crisis that West Virginians have. Every teacher I know works 2 jobs. Most people I know work 2 jobs. We need to look at the taxes that we're paying for these lower income earners. Maybe take the bottom 50,000 tax free for everybody, and close the corporate tax loopholes.
On your website, you mentioned data centers and water. Your position, that's a hot topic right now in West Virginia, the economy versus any perceived environmental issues, real or perceived. I know people disagree on that when it comes to data centers. How do you fall?
The glory with being 20 years behind everyone else is we see what the detriment that these data centers can have on our environment. In Virginia, we've seen energy prices go up 200%. We've seen, aquifers dry and farmers not being able to water their animals. If we're going to have data centers, we have to have home rule. That's probably the biggest mistake I've seen the legislature do. I'm fundamentally against. We have had a lifetime of extortion in West Virginia: timber, coal, oil, natural gas. Now it's our water and our farmland. And at the same time, we have generational poverty. We need to really think too about our water. We have 65,000 West Virginians without access to reliable drinking water already. And we know that these data centers can pull millions of gallons out. If we're not going to make steps to protect the water or to protect the people. I was down in Tucker County at a community forum where they had to actually crowdfund their environmental study because the DEP denied it. And we see that it's going to cost something like $30 million, I believe it was a year, in extra medical fees from the air pollution created at the microgrid alone. Like, these are things we have to take into account. I don't know that it should be a hot ticket topic. It should just be a no-brainer. Everything should start with, how does this help West Virginians, and how is this going to affect West Virginians? And if it's not going to be positive, then we shouldn't do it.
Stephanie, about 30 seconds. Stephanie Spears Tamana joining us, Democrat running for the House of Representatives, 2nd District. Why should Democrats support you on May 12th?
You know, that's a hot ticket. That's a question I've been asked twice, and I still don't know the answer. All I can say is that I have lived in West Virginia my whole life. And I know that more than anything else, Republican, independent, we deserve better. This bottom of every important metric does not have to be our story. And I would hope that, you know, the people of my party and our independent friends would see that the passion and the love that I have for West Virginia just kind of shines through. At the end of the day, I just hope that they take the opportunity to get to know me and to disregard my nervous radio interviews. Someday I'll get good at this. And just, you know, I hope that I can earn their trust, because that's what we're really asking. We're asking someone to trust them with their vote, which is the most fundamental sacred right in our country.
Stephanie Spears Tamana, Democrat running for U.S. House of Representatives in the 2nd District. Primary election day is May 12th. April 29th begins early voting, and April 21st is the last day to register or update your voter registration status. Stephanie, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You as well. We'll get to your comments next. 304-TALK 304, or give us a call. 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
Diabetic neuropathy is the most common complication of diabetes, causing burning, tingling, and stabbing sensations in the feet. The fellowship-trained, board-certified experts at the WVU Medicine Center for Integrative Pain Management provide spinal cord stimulation to treat this pain, using electrical pulses in the spinal cord to block pain signals. Visit wvumedicine.org/pain or call 855-WVU-CARE for an appointment.
Welcome back, class of 2011. Most likely to be a millionaire, didn't quite make it. Hey, reunion's not over yet.
Over here, millionaire, smile.
Make room, people.
Who is that?
Congratulations to our very own Millionaire for Life.
Never too late, man. You could win up to $1 million every year with Millionaire for Life. Play in store or online today. West Virginia Lottery. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Worried about paying for college? MetroNews is proud to present the 19th annual West Virginia Scholar Program, where one high school junior in West Virginia will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan College, including room, board, tuition, and fees. For details, go to wvmetronews.com and click the Apply Now button. Deadline is May 3rd. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program, presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to wvmetronews.com and apply today by May 3rd.
I'm Tom Willis, running against Shelley Moore Capito for U.S. Senate. Sarah and I love raising our kids here in West Virginia. You're the best people in the world, and it has been my honor to serve West Virginia for 26 years in the West Virginia National Guard, including flood duties all over our great state, and now in the state Senate. Shelley has abandoned our West Virginia traditional Christian family values, is ranked as one of the top insider traders in the U.S. Senate, and instead of negotiating for West Virginia families, got her son appointed as DA. I'm Tom Willis, and I approve this message because it's time for a change, West Virginia.
Paid for by Tom Willis Victory.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
All the sports West Virginia is talking about.
Nikki Izzo-Brown, coach of the nationally ranked WVU women's soccer team.
I think they're just having a very good understanding of each other.
Join Kyle Wiggs, Brett Howe, and Coach Hunter weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
304 Talk 304, that is the text line at 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. That is the phone number. The West Virginia Lottery Back to Roots promotion tour continues. Every $5 in-store purchase gets a chance to win great prizes, plus entry into the $40,000 grand prize drawing. Put your best 80s gear on and join the tour. Visit WVLottery.com for a stop near you. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. 304 Talk 304. Some of the texts. She was very good, says the texter. 304 Talk 304. Stephanie Spears has not accepted the bribes from Google for the Google data center propaganda that Google says the data centers don't use water, that they actually create water and put clean water back into the rivers along with restocking the river with rainbow trout, says the texter. Sheesh. 304 Talk. Mr. Rogers did not adequately prepare me for my neighborhood, says the texter. I don't know what that's about, but it kind of made me chuckle. I wonder. Hang on. Waiting for somebody on the call screen to pop up there. TJ, I fear that America has reached an all-time low with their president likening himself to Jesus Christ in his Truth Social meme posting last night, so I guess that's just Trump being Trump. I don't think so. Blasphemy, says Jim in Martinsburg.
I found it despicable, I guess is the best word I can come up with for it. Yeah, I don't know who does that. I really do not know who does that. And you can tell me it's Trump. You can tell me he's hyperbolic. And there's a line, folks. And in my book, that's one you don't cross.
It's Trump. Why are we surprised? Why are we surprised? He does things like this. I'm not condoning it or making light of it. It's Trump, though.
I'm not
Trump.
surprised. But
He's been doing this for 10 years. Why?
I don't know. Why does he want to pick a fight with the Pope?
I don't know.
Why does he want to pick a fight with the Pope? Where's that get him?
Nowhere.
I mean, I don't get it. You know, it's gonna get old at some point. Everything is magical, Dave, until it's not. And at some point, people become tired. And for the evangelical right, I'm not sure how they're going to take this. I mean, some will say it's just Trump, but I don't know if it'll be the evangelical right. I mean, I agree with Jim. I mean, it's blasphemous, period.
But it's Trump. Like I said, nobody's surprised by it. Where are they going to go? Well, they don't have to vote for Trump again. Trump's not on the, as much as he says it, he won't be on the ballot in 28. So
he's on the ballot every day. This is a guy that lives and dies by his approval numbers. He is on the ballot every day with his popularity, and it's going right down the tubes.
So, I mean, he does stuff like this. Why? I can't tell you. It's not good policy. It's not good politics. It's not good optics. But this is what he does. This is what he does. And now we've just wasted, 3 minutes on it. 3 minutes on a stupid meme that he posted on social media. Why? I don't know. I don't get it. Why pick a fight with the Pope? You're right. Why? It's not good policy to pick a fight with the Pope. The Pope is advocating for peace, TJ. Shocking development there. Shocking development. Your job as the President of the United States may not be to advocate for peace, actually. That may be part of the job. Not the Pope's job. Why pick a fight with him?
Yeah, not your job to respond, to let it go.
All right. You got me all worked up. I didn't mean to get all worked up there.
I mean, look, I don't necessarily like talking about it, but when someone brings it up, I'm going to weigh in, and I did. I think it is offensive. I think it's offensive to anyone who is a Christian, and the way I was raised, I don't want to be legalistic, and I'm not a legalistic person, but yeah, that is way over the line.
304-TALK, 304 is the text line at 800-765-TALK's the phone number. Final break of the hour. Tell you what's coming up. Hour number 2. We're back in a moment.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
Looking for a career that truly matters? Healthcare offers stability, great benefits, and careers that are in demand right now. From patient care to technology and support roles, healthcare careers offer flexibility and opportunity. Not sure where you fit? Take the quick healthcare career quiz at explorehealthcareerswv.com. Discover the path that's right for you. Healthcare careers, where passion meets purpose.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan. We are here for you.
Are you ready to reach the finish line of retirement? At the Stike team at Wealth Enhancement Group, we provide comprehensive guidance for retirement planning in West Virginia. With years of experience, we'll draft a plan tailored for your unique goals. Whether you're just starting or nearing retirement, we make the process as simple as possible, easy, and stress-free. Visit wealthenhancement.com/Stike to set up a complimentary consultation and get started on your plan today. Let's work toward your dream retirement together.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. and they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Talk 304. That is the text line, 800-765-TALK, the phone number. Coming up, Darren Grubb is going to join us second hour, spokesman for Medicare for the Majority. We've got an update with Darren. And Dave Allen, co-host of MetroNews Midday, is going to make an earlier appearance. Apparently 3 hours is not enough. He'll join us at 11:33 this morning. Texter says, if Northern Dave is worked up, then there's no better time to bring on Southern Dave. Might have a point there. This could get interesting. Let me get a couple more texts in here. 304 Talk 304. It's funny that Christians draw the line at Trump's goofy AI Jesus picks, but being in close proximity to, and no, never mind. Not going down that road. All right.
Who said they did? Who said they did?
Apparently this texter. All right, let's do a reset. We'll be back in 6 minutes. I'm going to get some chocolate during the break. This is Talkline on Metro News. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Salango Law. Get results, no excuses.
Meteorologist Joe Ansel here. Nice to meet you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's talk about the weather. Now for today, we're going to start the day with a chance of scattered hit or miss rain and isolated storms. Some of these could produce some very gusty winds, so be mindful. Keep your eyes on the radar to start the day if you need to. 35 to 45, isolated gusts up to 50 miles per hour possible, and we're very warm this week. Plan for unseasonably hot and humid conditions through about Saturday until we get a sweeping cold front after that for the second half of the weekend. Starting at 7 a.m. this morning, we got some scattered rain fizzling out near just before midday. An isolated storm. Again, some very gusty winds are possible. I'll watch for some limited rain potential in the state. Some areas will have some potential. For your Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. Some of these cities here later this week will be unseasonably hot too, approaching some records in some areas. Tampa near 89 Monday, Tuesday, 90 on Wednesday with sunshine. From Panhandle to Panhandle, northern areas of the state, mid-70s. Chance of morning rain, slight chance of a thunderstorm, but could produce some very gusty winds to start the day. Then a break, and then a chance of a shower, slight chance of a thunderstorm. Warm lows near 60 or so tonight. Eastern areas of the state, 70 to 80 degrees, warming up, increasing humidity, that chance of that morning shower with gusty winds. Then a break. Few showers possible tonight and a warm low near 60 degrees. Highs in the low to upper 70s, approaching some 80s in eastern and western areas of the state there. And overnight tonight near 60 with that chance of showers this morning. Southern areas less favorable, but still a chance of scattered rain and maybe an isolated storm to start the day. Some highs up to 81 include spots like Charleston. We're near 88 tomorrow, 65 Tuesday night, near 90 Wednesday, and again on Saturday. So a lot of heat in here until we get to 65 on Sunday.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at salangolaw.com.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Second hour of Metro News Talkline already in progress. We are in the Encova Insurance Studios. David Morgantown, TJ in Charleston. Our phone number is 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. You can text the show at 304-TALK-304. Dave Allen of Metro News Midday is going to join us bottom of the hour. A potpourri of topics we'll get into with Dave. Coming up, we'll get your comments in as well. Zach Karolchek is running the video stream this morning, and Sophia Wasik is handling the audio side of things if you are listening in on one of our great radio affiliates across the state of West Virginia. Of course, you can watch the video stream on the Metro News TV app, also Facebook Live and YouTube. Multiple ways to find the two of us, whether you like it or not. Dave Allen coming up. Most of your text messages are on the way as well. Darren Grubb is a spokesperson for the Medicare Advantage Majority, an organization dedicated to protecting and strengthening the Medicare Advantage program for 34 million American seniors and people with disabilities. We talked to Darren back at the legislative session while we were in Charleston. That was when the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services had released an initial rate notice for the Medicare Advantage rate for 2027. They've now released that final notice. Darren joins us once again. Darren, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Gentlemen, great to be with you. Thank you for having me again.
So what was the final rate notice for Medicare Advantage for 2027?
Well, let me tell you where it started. It started, it was a very flat proposed increase for the advance rate notice of 0.09%. I remember talking to you guys about this back when it came out. And our argument all along has been that a 0.09% increase in the investment by the federal government into the Medicare Advantage program is not going to cut it when healthcare spending continues to increase year over year on the merits of 7%. It increased by 7.2% in 2024 and 7.1% in 2025, and so a 0.09% increase doesn't meet the moment. for 35 million seniors around the country, including those in West Virginia. There are 238,000 of your senior population who are eligible for Medicare, who are on the Medicare Advantage program. And so this was going to leave a lot of seniors out in the cold, paying, looking at higher costs all the way through. So our coalition, again, thanks to a lot of folks in West Virginia, got very active around the nation and reached out to the administration and members of Congress to encourage CMS to reconsider. And so the final rate notice came in a bit higher at 2.48%, so nearly 2.5%, which is a lot better than what was initially proposed. And so we're very pleased with that. We're glad CMS listened to seniors and people with disabilities around the country. And while this is a step in the right direction, healthcare affordability remains an issue on the top of minds for seniors and caregivers around the country. And so we're going to stay active and engaged.
Darren, the policy question seems to be one that suggests, and I'm not advocating for this, I'm just painting the picture, that Medicare Advantage plans are overpaid versus traditional Medicare. Talk a bit about that with your thoughts. And also, if you maybe want to get into the difference between Medicare Advantage versus traditional Medicare to help frame the issue up.
Yeah, you're right. Now, I'll start with the last one because it informs the answer to the first one. And, the appeal of Medicare Advantage is that it delivers comprehensive, high quality, affordable care that's really all in one. And it goes beyond traditional fee for service Medicare. And so most Medicare Advantage plans include benefits like dental coverage, vision, hearing coverage, in-home care, prescription drug coverage, that Medicare Part D that you hear a lot about. And importantly, most Medicare Advantage plans include a cap on annual out-of-pocket costs. And so should a senior have an unexpected medical event happen during the course of the year, they know that they were only going to be out of pocket a certain amount, total. And so taken together, all of those things really combine kind of the core elements of all supplemental offerings of the Medicare program bundled into one plan. And so that's the appeal. And then kind of to answer your first question, one big component of Medicare Advantage is the fact that you've got comprehensive, streamlined coverage. And so it's easy to get quickly from a primary physician to a specialist if need be. Wellness and preventative care is also a hallmark of the Medicare Advantage program. Taken in the long run, that allows people who are managing multiple chronic conditions, whether it's heart disease or diabetes or COPD or something like that, they have an opportunity through the Medicare Advantage program to stay on top of those issues and to monitor those issues, so it doesn't become a burden, or it doesn't mean that they end up in the hospital or the ER or the urgent care. And taken all together in the long run, that saves the system money, it saves taxpayers money, and it keeps beneficiaries safe and well.
Speaking with Darren Grubb, spokesman for Medicare for the Majority. He's joining us here on MetroNews Talkline this morning. Darren, the 2.5% increase here, what does that mean in real terms for seniors across the country?
Well, it means that they're going to have better care on the lines of what they've been experiencing in recent years. And, this is a program that had been cut by previous administrations. And so our organization is really focused on how we can educate and empower seniors and caregivers and family members who are in the Medicare Advantage community to understand how any policy tweak, any small difference in the policy or funding for the Medicare Advantage program that starts with conversations in Washington, D.C., how those trickle down to affect your well-being and your pocketbook. So we view this as a year-round issue. It's something not exclusively tied to the rate notice. We're going to continue engaging with policymakers to strengthen and protect the program. We know that we're headed into an important election year. Affordability is going to be on the minds of voters. As affordability is on the ballot, we like to say, whether we want to or not. And a big portion of that affordability argument and that affordability conversation is healthcare. What are people spending for healthcare day in and day out? That includes everyone, but particularly seniors on a fixed income. And most seniors on Medicare Advantage are indeed on a fixed income. And so people with multiple chronic conditions are more likely to be on Medicare Advantage. The average income for seniors on Medicare Advantage is $25,000 a year or less. And so any small fluctuation to the policy or the funding mechanisms for this program ultimately gets passed on to beneficiaries. And so we are mindful in making sure that seniors have their voices heard in Washington to protect and strengthen these benefits in Congress.
I want to talk about the numbers here a bit. The 0.09%, which is laughable, I mean, that's not even anywhere close to inflation versus what you settled on, 2.48%. Talk to us a little bit about that disparity, where you start, where you end up. I mean, is that just the game? I mean, how does this all come together? Because that's a pretty wide gap that we're talking about.
Yeah, it is a pretty wide gap. And look, I don't know what it went into the CMS decision for the advance rate notice at 0.09%. But I think what became clear really quickly, and we mobilized our coalition of advocates and seniors nationwide, as did other organizations, as did seniors themselves who saw this and heard that their benefits may be cut, their access to doctors may be cut, their premiums may have gone up. And so, they got very, very involved. I mean, seniors are a very involved, educated advocacy group, and they do not shy away from reaching out to members of Congress when something's on their mind. And so, we are glad that members of Congress took their calls, that the administration heard from them, and that collectively the CMS decided to change that final advance rate notice to more accurately reflect the realities on the ground, which is that we're in a high cost environment. Seniors on a fixed income, most seniors again on Medicare Advantage, they're at a disadvantage compared to younger workers because their fixed income doesn't adjust with inflation as it does for workers who are still in the workforce. And so again, every dollar counts. Seniors have paid into this program their entire lives. They deserve to have the peace of mind knowing that this program is going to be funded, that funding is stable for the program, and that any potential cuts to this program, which would affect their bottom line in the long run, is met with strong opposition.
Talking to Darren Grubb, spokesman for Medicare for the Majority, specifically here in West Virginia. Darren, how important is the Medicare Advantage program to health care, especially rural health care here in West Virginia?
Yeah. You're in West Virginia. I'm in Texas, and we share a lot in common, including the large rural population. And healthcare is something, as we all know, that has been underinvested in for far too long. And so, in rural parts of the country, Medicare Advantage can fill some of the gaps in coverage by the things that naturally, the benefits it naturally includes. So, prescription drug delivery, telehealth, in-home care, transportation, helping to manage your appointments when you do have to go into to a larger city for care. Those are things that can really help fill the gaps for a lot of seniors who are, if seniors living in rural and remote communities are more likely to have multiple chronic conditions. They're more likely to have a lower income and be on fixed income. And so, access, everyone deserves access no matter, where you are in the country and what condition you live in. So, Medicare Advantage can help, those communities in the more rural areas of our country.
I want to have you put your observer hat on for a second. You talked about the fact that seniors vote. They absolutely do. They are very educated. But as this generation, the baby boomers, begin to move on, and you see more of the Gen Xers become part of the senior generation, can you tell yet any difference in the level of engagement, or do you foresee any difference in the level of engagement from as generations age? Because it would be hard to top the voting record of seniors now and how educated they are now. I'm just curious if you're starting to see any of that at all.
That is a fantastic question, and I'll tell you this. From my own standpoint, I make the joke that I was 35 years old yesterday, and today I'm 51, and so I will be at this age very soon. And so, a couple of things. We are focused we view this as a horizon issue. We are focused on the here and now and protecting and strengthening this program for the current beneficiaries and those who are a few years away. But you look down the pipeline, there are a lot of Gen Zers like myself, Gen X and Gen Zs who are coming up. And our view is that they understand what this program means right now. And so I'll give you an example. I'm 51 years old. I'm a member of the sandwich generation. Perhaps you guys are too, but we've got young kids at home. We also have aging parents and aging family members who need more care than they did even a few years ago. And so, for us as they're emerging caregivers, a program like Medicare Advantage really makes a difference. And so we see that kind of firsthand in our lives, affecting a loved one that we care for, or that we will be caring for. And so I think there is a growing understanding. And if you do the math on it, 35 million seniors on Medicare Advantage around the country right now, you deck even one or two family members against that of a younger generation, they're going to have an understanding and an appreciation for the importance of this program and for the Medicare program overall. And so I do think that engagement is, as this generation becomes older and Medicare eligible age, I think there will remain a constant drumbeat of support for this program and for a government benefit that people have been paying into their entire careers. They expect it to be there when it's their time to receive that benefit.
Darren Grubb, spokesman for the Medicare Advantage Majority, organization dedicated to protecting and strengthening the Medicare Advantage program. Darren, we always appreciate the insights. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Gentlemen, have a great day. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you as well. We'll get your calls and texts coming up next, 304-TALK 304. That's the text line. You can always give us a buzz at 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan, we are here for you.
Looking to advance your career without putting life on hold? Earn your MBA from Glenville State University in as little as 18 months. Choose from in-demand concentrations like artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and healthcare administration. Whether you're leading teams, analyzing data, or protecting digital systems, our programs are designed for working professionals who want flexibility and results. Take the next step with an MBA from Glenville State University. Learn more and apply today at glenville.edu.
Senator Shelley Moore Capito is more than a true conservative and proud West Virginian. She's a champion of our way of life. She doesn't just fight, she delivers, working with President Trump to close the border and keep our families safe, protect our energy jobs, and cut taxes, and establishing the New River Gorge National Park, a powerful economic engine. Shelley Moore Capito, our senator, our champion.
I'm Shelley Moore Capito, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Capito for West Virginia.
Approach your retirement with confidence. With over 150 years of combined experience, the advisors of the Stike team at Wealth Enhancement Group provide advice and wealth management strategies to individuals, families, small businesses, professional offices, and institutions. With the Stike team, you'll have access to an advising team with extensive resources, a client-first mindset, and a passion for helping transform the lives of those we serve. Visit wealthenhancement.com/Stike today and join the team that's dedicated to your success.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Stay connected to what's happening today in West Virginia.
What about this or what about that? And it just went back and forth. And I was just the guy reading the text. Okay, so what's your take on the whole thing?
Well, now you just get me fired up. Now
right.
you just
So I'm gonna turn on. I'm gonna run down to Wendy's and grab a burger, and I'll be back.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
On the next State of Minds.
When something like punk rock comes around, it's very anti everything, and people were really looking down on what they were brought up with. And for us, we found it was kind of fun to embrace it.
Is it a moment or like they're having an episode?
No, but you're right. You're right. We are having a moment. Yeah.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
.304 Talk 304 is the text line. Running a small business is hard enough. Dealing with tech problems should not be part of the job. CityNet helps West Virginia businesses keep their technology running smoothly, whether you need full tech support or just extra help for a small IT team. From security and backups to day-to-day support, CityNet's local experts have you covered. Call today at 1-844-CityNet. That is their phone number. Our phone number is 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255, and 304-TALK 304 is the text line. Saw this story, TJ, and I didn't mention it during the pre-show meeting because I didn't see it until after the pre-show meeting, but I thought I'd bring it up anyway.
You're good.
This is from the Wall Street Journal. The artificial intelligence gold rush is rapidly drying up the supply of the one resource that AI developers cannot do without: computing power. The sharp capacity crunch has caused consternation among power users, forced companies to scuttle products, and led to reliability problems. The issues are a warning sign for the AI boom, as they may limit the utility of a powerful new AI tool, just as massive amounts of users have begun to rely on them to boost productivity. It goes on from there. It gets into autonomous tools, helping technology, etc., etc. Why do I bring this up, TJ? What in that first paragraph does AI need to move forward?
I think the very thing we talk about a lot on this show: data centers and power.
They're going to build, and this is why I bring it up. They're going to build them. They've got to build them somewhere. Why not here? And I get it. And look, I'm not trying to disparage anybody's who has concerns about them. I understand that. But as I have said, I do not want to be sitting here with you in 20 years, in general. But I kid. I don't want to be sitting here in 20 years with you, and we're sitting here going, why didn't we build data centers in West Virginia? Look at all the tax revenue that's been generated off these over the last 25 years. Where were we on that? That's what I want to avoid, TJ.
And we haven't even talked about, and there are some articles out there, I haven't brought them up yet, but we haven't even talked about what this means in terms of the AI race. And what do I mean by that? We're in a AI race, like it or not. I know here he goes again, making China out to be the boogeyman. But it's true. It is absolutely true. The American economy is going to revolve around artificial intelligence, as will the Chinese economy. And if we want to maintain our technological edge, our services edge, we have to invest accordingly compared to the competitor that will. And China absolutely will. And there have been articles to talk about that. Same with the space race, with the moon, with Mars. I'm not trying to be hyperbolic, but I'm simply trying to say we are in a race again, just like we were with Russia at one point. A lot of people don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. Mm-hmm. And if we don't invest and maintain our edge, what happens then? The American economy is built around being a leader. I mean, why do you think we're the world's reserve currency, which lets us live way beyond the means that we should? You lose those kinds of things, you think we're in for a hurting now. We talk about the debt now. Watch out, brother. I mean, get your Swiss Army knife and head for the hills, because that's what's going to happen. So, it's not only a factor of do we want the jobs, do we want to balance the environmental concerns? Of course we do. But realize that we are in a race and we have to do this one way or the other.
And we're going to. We're going to do it one way or another.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
We here in West Virginia can either figure out a way to do this that addresses the concerns for the people who are going to have to live next to these things.
Mm-hmm.
Do this in a way that benefits the state, so it benefits the counties, benefits the people where these data centers are located, benefits the state as a whole. But what we can't do, TJ, is just wholesale oppose them, wholesale reject them, because once again, we're going to be left on the outside looking in if that's the approach we take. And I've heard some people kind of take that approach where they don't want these at all. And I get it. I wouldn't want to live next to one either. Just full disclosure, I don't want my farm next to one either. Totally understand that. But there are locations that are suitable. There are places that these can go, and they can be a benefit to West Virginia if done responsibly. Maybe that's the big if done responsibly.
I've been on the corporate side of not a data center, but acquiring development for different things. What do you want to bet? What do you want to bet Google is willing to buy your land so that you don't have to put up with that if you want to, or even pay you a handsome premium and you keep the land? I've seen those deals as well. The public, for the most part, does not understand. If you listen to this show every day, we talk about it, you have an understanding. Dinner over the weekend, family member. I don't know about these data centers. I'm hearing a lot about these things. People talk about the problems. I'm like, you love Facebook. You're on Facebook all the time. What do you think that is? And people don't know if they don't follow this. So you can either innovate and have modern day conveniences and technology, which again, we are going to do, to your point, or you can get off of social media. You can get off of ChatGPT. Nobody's going to do that.
No, and businesses are going to, look, as we continue to grow, businesses are going to utilize, we're seeing it already, businesses utilizing it more to do some of the tasks, to make things more efficient, to make it move more quickly, to free you up to do other things in your job. We're either going to embrace it or we're going to be left behind. It's kind of the way it goes with technology.
Indeed.
Speaking of embracing it or leaving it behind, yeah, that works, sort of. Dave Allen from Metro News Midday is going to join us coming up next. Political endorsements, do they work? Should they be making them? We'll get into that subject, among others, with Dave coming up on the other side of the break. This is Talkline from the Cove Insurance Studios on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. It is 11:30. It's 11:30. Let's get a news up.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Salango Law. Get results, no excuses.
Meteorologist Joe Ansel here. Nice to meet you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's talk about the weather. Now for today, we're going to start the day with a chance of scattered hit or miss rain and isolated storms. Some of these could produce some very gusty winds, so be mindful. Keep your eyes on the radar to start the day if you need to. 35 to 45, isolated gusts up to 50 miles per hour possible, and we're very warm this week. Plan for unseasonably hot and humid conditions through about Saturday until we get a sweeping cold front after that for the second half of the weekend. Starting at 7 a.m. this morning, we got some scattered rain fizzling out near just before midday. An isolated storm. Again, some very gusty winds are possible. I'll watch for some limited rain potential in the state. Some areas will have some potential. For your Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. Some of these cities here later this week will be unseasonably hot too, approaching some records in some areas. Tampa near 89 Monday, Tuesday, 90 on Wednesday with sunshine. From Panhandle to Panhandle, northern areas of the state, mid-70s. Chance of morning rain, slight chance of a thunderstorm, but could produce some very gusty winds to start the day. Then a break, and then a chance of a shower, slight chance of a thunderstorm. Warm lows near 60 or so tonight. Eastern areas of the state, 70 to 80 degrees, warming up, increasing humidity, that chance of that morning shower with gusty winds. Then a break. Few showers possible tonight and a warm low near 60 degrees. Highs in the low to upper 70s, approaching some 80s in eastern and western areas of the state there. And overnight tonight near 60 with that chance of showers this morning. Southern areas less favorable, but still a chance of scattered rain and maybe an isolated storm to start the day. Some highs up to 81 include spots like Charleston. We're near 88 tomorrow, 65 Tuesday night, near 90 Wednesday, and again on Saturday. So a lot of heat in here until we get to 65 on Sunday.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted Best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at salangolaw.com.
On the next State of Minds.
When something like punk rock comes around, it's very anti everything, and people were really looking down on what they were brought up with. And for us, we found it was kind of fun to embrace it.
Is it a moment or like they're having an episode?
No, but you're right. You're right. We are having a moment. Yeah.
Town Charm. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Chris Lawrence.
.304 Talk 304. That is the text line. 800-765 Talk. 800-765-8255 is the phone number. Dave, please have the other side on to tell the downside of data centers. We've had Tucker United on a couple times. They are very much not in favor of having a data center between Davis and Elkin, or Parsons and Davis. 304 Talk 304. That's the text line. Google told Putnam County officials that Google data centers actually make coal in the ground, and that's how Putnam officials got on board with the data centers, says the texter. Mercy. Dave, we'll get some more of your texts coming up. 304 Talk 304. Dave Allen is the co-host of Metro News Midday. You can hear that show on many of these same Metro News radio stations immediately following this fine program. The finely dressed and handsome Dave Allen joins us on Metro News Talkline this morning. Good morning, Dave.
As the mayor of Tays Valley, let me just say that is 100% true. What that texter said about the data centers mining coal and creating coal in Tays Valley, that's 100% true.
You're a Putnam County guy. You both are. Are people on board? Are people on board in Putnam County for this Google data center?
For the most part. Now, there's going to be some that. Why would they not be?
Well, I got a whole text line of reasons why, Dave. So what's different there?
Because you have, and again, I'm not trying to disparage any other part of the state because I'm a Southern West Virginian not by birth, but by my rearing, as is Mr. Meadows. We tend to look forward, and in Putnam County and some other areas of the state, we are looking toward the future. And look, this is the future. And I know I heard what you said last hour. You wouldn't want one next to the farm next to you. I 100% get that. But we welcome it in Putnam County. For the most part, there are some that do not. But I can tell you, if I had to do polling, I'd say it's about 80-20 in Putnam County. And it's primarily the people that live in the area where the proposed Google data center would go. And I 100% can appreciate that, those folks. I really, really can. I've interviewed them on Metro News Midday. I can 100% go along with what they're saying. But I'd say it's probably about 80-20. Would you agree with that, Meadows?
I would agree with that. I'll tell you the one problem I have. Mm-hmm. I wish we got more of the money in Putnam County.
Yeah.
I'd like more than 30% of the money. So that's a negotiation. The legislature did what it did. But, I joked around, Dave Wilson. Some people actually said this. Why aren't we doing two of them? Mm-hmm. I mean, so we're hustlers. We're entrepreneurs. I mean, we've lived Toyota and all the other ancillary investment that came with that. Built the thing.
Yep, 100%.
All right, Dave Allen joining us from Metro News Midday. That was not why we invited you on the show this morning. But I just want to throw it out there at you.
If you could make this quick, I've got to get pictures posted of me healing the sick. So if you could get this over with, I've got more pictures to post on my Truth Social of me healing the sick.
That's not why we brought you on here anyway.
Okay,
but we're going to, since you brought it up, look. Here's the deal, man. Here's the deal. Trump is Trump, and he does things like this. He crosses lines. He's a mud monster. He does these things. Is it going to move the needle one way or another for a guy that's not even on the ballot in 28?
There's nothing like a little blasphemy among friends. What's the big deal?
Why not?
I say that tongue in cheek, by the way.
Obviously. But why? Why? These are the frustrations I've had with this administration because he creates his own stupid problems by doing stuff like that.
Yep. And there are people that, Meadows and I were talking about this off the air. One of the things that I absolutely detest is whataboutism. But I'm going to be guilty of this is my one whataboutism for the day. What if Barack Obama would have posted that? And trust me, I was no Barack Obama fan either. What if Barack Obama would have posted that?
It'd be the opposite.
They'd be picketing in front of the White House.
I mean, he spent 8 years trying to convince everybody falsely that he was Muslim and that the first lady used to be a man and all this other stuff. They went on with that for 8 years. I mean, what if Barack Obama would have posted a picture of him healing the sick as that image from Truth Social?
You'd have the same reaction, just flopped around the other way.
I think it would be a little bit different.
What would be the difference?
I think it would be a lot stronger.
The left would be making excuses, and the right would be complaining.
And I don't know how you defend. I don't know how
the left
you
would be.
defend that. And again, I'm from the right, but I don't know how you defend.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The left would be making excuses for President Obama. The right would be flipping out, calling blasphemy, instead of the right going, it's a joke. Don't worry about it. It's not a big thing.
Yeah, trolling. I saw one comment. Somebody said, "Oh, he's just trolling the Pope." I mean,
why not?
Like that's the latest hobby. You know, what are you going to do? You're going to play golf? Now let's go troll the Pope. Yeah, let's.
Here's what I know. I'm done with Trump. I've carried water for him on his economic policies, especially in the first term. I've dismissed the mannerisms and the lack of a moral standard that he has. Never voted for the guy, but I'm done with Trump after what he did. And look, I'm not judging him. It is not my place to judge him. Doesn't matter. No one cares if I would. But I cannot be associated. This was the last straw. You don't do that.
Where were you on January 6th?
What are you talking about? Where was I on January 6th? I was watching the television, and I was incensed then, too.
Okay, but
it's the last straw.
This is your one thing, though.
It's the last straw.
Okay.
I mean, look.
January 6th was the last straw for me.
I don't know a lot. So you know what I did? I looked it up. You know what Galatians 6:7 says? Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever a person sows, he will also reap. That's enough for me. I'm done. Not being part of it.
D-U-N done. He says, Mr. Wilson.
Where was I on January the 6th?
I'm just saying it took this, and that's okay. I'm just saying I would have thought.
I didn't support that either.
That January 6th would have been enough. But
Dave Allen,
that was enough for me.
Why did we have him on again?
I think it was my idea, actually.
My good looks and charm.
It was my idea. Dave, do political endorsements matter to you?
No.
Well, you're a bad example. What about everybody else?
Some. Going back to the popularity of Donald Trump in the state of West Virginia, when Trump makes an endorsement, I think it still means something. Others, not so much.
What about the First Lady? I mean, she is hot and heavy in this race. Comer versus Dietz. On her own Facebook page over the weekend, she was down there putting up signs. I assume somewhere in Greenbrier County. She gave him $2,800.
Right. Well,
I mean,
and that's certainly her right, and it's her right of the governor to do what he wants to do too. And people have done this for years. They just haven't been as overt about it. You think that other governors, name any governor that you want, wasn't making phone calls?
Well, sure they were.
Getting people aside at fundraising, going, hey, I really need you to support my guy here and whatever. But I don't know that anybody's done it as overtly.
So are they better people than they're not trying to hide it? They're being very transparent about it. Is that a fair argument?
That's a fair argument. It really is. But in the world of social media, where it lives forever, I get you aside at a fundraiser and I say, hey, I want you to support my guy Wilson over here who's running for whatever. Like I'd ever support Wilson for anything. But it's not in front of God and everybody. It's not in front of the entire metaverse. So.
Well, there's also a difference between going out and saying, hey, support my guy. Here's my guy. I think he would make a great senator or she would make a great delegate. Well, whatever. There's a difference between doing that and then taking that next step and then saying, because everybody else who's in the legislature right now is a rhino. Everybody I don't, with the implication being anybody I don't support is a rhino. And we're talking about specifically the Republican Party, obviously, here. So that's a whole different thing because you may lose. You may not win those seats, and then you got to work with those senators and delegates, and it's already it's a shaky relationship between the governor and the legislature at best already. It's even more shaky or shakier if you've come out and accused those people who you don't endorse for office as being rhinos or wackadoodle liberals.
Well, and I think, too, a lot of it has to do with the changing of the times. I mean, from the community that I'm from, the people used to beat the heck out of each other in the election, and then the next day they would all meet at the diner, smoke cigarettes, and drink coffee, and just say, oh, no, why did you do this? And why did you?
That ain't happening.
We don't live in that universe anymore where politics has become like a blood sport, and people don't forget anything. And so I think you're in a totally different time. Look, the governor, the first lady, in my opinion, they can support whoever they want. They can endorse whoever they want. I personally think it's a mistake, but they didn't call and ask me.
So this breaking from the governor's X account, he's proud to announce the endorsement of Delegate Wayne Clark, Republican, Jefferson County. That this morning, the latest endorsement. Let's bring it full circle here. 2028. Everybody knows what is being postured. You've got Morrissey, potentially Jim Justice. What's going on with the Greenbrier? Dave Allen, does that hurt Jim Justice if he tries to run for governor again?
Nope.
No.
100% no.
Why?
Because I think it would be just, I mean, maybe, well, no, I'm going to say no. Because, I mean, with all due respect to Senator Justice, these problems around his finances have been out there for a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing, see, it means Teflon.
But he's always won.
Yeah, I don't think it
You
matters.
lose this one?
No.
Doesn't hurt?
I don't think it matters. As long as the Greenbrier stays open and still employing a great number of people in that part of the state, whether Jim Justice is a part of it or not, I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters one bit.
And Dave, let me add to that. The way the news cycle moves, the pace at which it moves, this may not be a story 6 months from now, let alone 2 years from now. We may have to go, oh, yeah, forgot about that.
And somebody would bring that up, whether if he does come back and run again, somebody would bring that up and do you remember when Jim Justice, something like that. And people are just going to be like, nah.
Well, here's the other side. And his books are private. So one publication says he's broke and has a negative net worth. Another one says he's worth $600 million. His holdings are private. Very difficult to tell. I have no idea what the Greenbrier is fairly valued at, but let's say it's more than $300 million. Let's say it's $600 million. I don't know. If the other part isn't levered and Omni takes this over, Justice is going to walk away with some cash.
Mm-hmm.
Would the worst thing in the world be to walk away with millions of dollars and not have a headache anymore? I mean,
and still keep the Greenbrier there, employing a lot of people in that part of the state?
I mean, there's upside if you let there be upside, I guess is my point.
Yeah, agreed.
304 Talk 304. Texter simply says, you tell him, Dave Allen. January 6th was the deal breaker, says the texter. So, positive text for Dave Allen. You tell him, Dave Allen.
It's amazing how I was able to text that while sitting here.
I saw your thumbs over there.
Yeah.
I had them under the table.
I got my bag phone to text that right out.
Well, it is amazing that you didn't have to look at the phone to do it.
Yeah.
And that's the amazing part.
And stick my tongue out while I do it, too.
Bag
Can
phone.
I go now?
As soon as you tell us what's coming up on Metro News Midday today, following this fine program.
Midday. On a serious note, in the Charleston area, we lost a real icon by the name of Reverend Jim Lewis. He was really known statewide. And so State Democratic Party Chair and Delegate Mike Pushton is going to join us to talk about that. Also, there's a very interesting partnership that has developed in southern West Virginia. We're going to interview State Senator Rupi Phillips along with Todd Schell, who's the president of a company called PERMCO. And PERMCO is going out and trying to help get some grants to help some emergency services folks, particularly in Logan County. So we're going to talk to Todd Schell of PERMCO and Senator Rupi Phillips about that. The director of the Huntington Chamber of Commerce is here, and Laura Faircloth, who's a candidate for State Supreme Court, is going to join us on the show today as well. No Amanda Barron, though, just me.
Hey, Dave, you know what you should do in the meantime? With temperatures getting up into the mid-80s, upper 80s this week, you know what you should be doing?
I probably should hit the water.
Well, at the very least, I think that's a good idea. You need to check out the full inventory at LouWendellMarineSales.com for great deals on pontoon boats and fishing boats, so you will be prepared to hit the water this summer. LouWendellMarineSales.com, Lou Wendell Marine Sales, we sell family fun. Well done. By the bit, by the premise, by the bit, Dave. Thank you very much. Always appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Dave Allen, you can catch him on Metro News Midday, coming up on many of these same Metro News radio stations at 12:06 this afternoon. We'll get to the text line coming up next. 304 Talk 304 is the text line. Give us a call, 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
Running a small business means wearing a lot of hats, and dealing with tech problems shouldn't be one of them. CityNet helps West Virginia businesses keep their technology running smoothly, from networks and computers to backup, security, and day-to-day support. Whether you don't have IT staff or you have a small team that could use extra help, CityNet can take care of the technology or work alongside your team to fill in the gaps. With proactive monitoring, fast local support, and solutions built on CityNet's fiber network, your business stays productive instead of reactive. Call us at 1-844-CityNet to get started.
Building a stronger West Virginia isn't just a dream, it's a mission. The High Technology Foundation knows economic diversity is the key. For over 30 years, they've been dedicated to transforming the state's economic landscape. Conveniently located in the heart of West Virginia, innovation, growth, opportunity, all under one roof. There's no need to look far for change. It's happening right here at the High Technology Foundation in North Central West Virginia. Visit WVHTF.org to learn more.
Coal-based generation remains the backbone of West Virginia's energy portfolio, ensuring reliability, security, and affordable electricity throughout the region. Our coal plants are engineered for performance, designed to run most efficiently at or near a 70% capacity factor. This level of operation is not arbitrary. It's based on sound engineering principles, scientific analysis, and has been formally adopted by the West Virginia Legislature as a reasonable target for optimal performance. When our coal fleet operates near that benchmark, it provides stable power to the grid, maintains cost efficiency, and supports thousands of good-paying jobs across our state. Coal generation also drives local tax revenue that sustains schools, infrastructure, and community services. Working in partnership with state leaders and the Trump administration, we're ensuring that our coal fleet remains modern, efficient, and ready to power West Virginia and beyond for decades to come. This message brought to you by the West Virginia Coal Association and Friends of Coal.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
Looking for a career that truly matters? Healthcare offers stability, great benefits, and careers that are in demand right now. From patient care to technology and support roles, healthcare careers offer flexibility and opportunity. Not sure where you fit? Take the quick healthcare career quiz at explorehealthcareerswv.com. Discover the path that's right for you. Healthcare careers, where passion meets purpose.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
With Metro News Hotline. If it's trending, it's probably here.
And then the other thing, his last name is one of those weird Norwegian names where they have two vowels that slam into each other. It's like the A and the E are like cemented into each other.
You're like the 12th Dave that works here. What do you think people from Norwegian think about that?
That is fair.
Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Update at WVMetroNews.com. Justice Family fires back with local lawsuit over control of the Greenbrier. Brad McElhenney reporting. U.S. Senator Jim Justice and his family are punching back in a battle over control of the historic Greenbrier Hotel. The family ownership group filed a local lawsuit at 11:12 p.m. Sunday in Greenbrier Circuit Court. against longtime lenders Carter Bank and Trust and TRT Holdings, which is the parent company of Omni Hotels. Also named are Robert and Blake Rowling, the father and son billionaire owners of Omni Properties, plus Michael Smith, the executive vice president of TRT Holdings. The complaint alleges that Carter Bank and Trust and TRT Holdings are attempting to snatch the Greenbrier Resort from the local ownership of the Justice family by unlawful and deceptive means. You can read the rest of the story right now over at the website, WVMetroNews.com. Brad McElhenney has the details.
Justice said they had a deal. Go read the piece. He said they had a deal for 50-50 to forgive $200 million in loans. The plot thickens.
You can read that at WVMetroNews.com. Final break. Back to wrap up today's version of Metro News Talkline. Back in a moment.
Coal-based generation remains the backbone of West Virginia's energy portfolio, ensuring reliability, security, and affordable electricity throughout the region. Our coal plants are engineered for performance, designed to run most efficiently at or near a 70% capacity factor. This level of operation is not arbitrary. It's based on sound engineering principles, scientific analysis, and has been formally adopted by the West Virginia Legislature as a reasonable target for optimal performance. When our coal fleet operates near that benchmark, it provides stable power to the grid, maintains cost efficiency, and supports thousands of good-paying jobs across our state. Coal generation also drives local tax revenue that sustains schools, infrastructure, and community services. Working in partnership with state leaders and the Trump administration, we're ensuring that our coal fleet remains modern, efficient, and ready to power West Virginia and beyond for decades to come. This message brought to you by the West Virginia Coal Association and Friends of Coal.
If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, please listen up. Here's your opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is May 3rd. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com to apply. That's WVMetroNews.com. Remember, application deadline is May 3rd.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
They say you can't take the lottery with you. But now, you can play anywhere, anytime with iPlay, the West Virginia Lottery's official app. From Cooper's Rock to the Greenbrier River, from the bleachers to your living room, iPlay goes where you do. Safe, simple, and always West Virginia proud. Play anywhere, anytime. Download iPlay today. iPlay, the fun, secure way to play, wherever life takes you. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown! We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
There's often an assumption that my nasal congestion, my sneezing, my runny nose, these are just things that I have to live with. A lot of times patients will tell me, I've tried every allergy medication, every nasal spray, I've done it all, doc. And then I'll frequently say, what about this? You need to come to the WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center. If those things haven't worked, there are new options, new treatments. There's probably something we can do to help. You don't just have to live with those symptoms.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong.
The West Virginia Lottery's Back to Roots promotion tour continues. Every $5 in-store purchase gets a chance to win great prizes plus entry into the $40,000 grand prize drawing. Put your best 80s gear on and join the tour. Visit WVLottery.com for a stop near you. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. Over at WVMetroNews.com, also a couple of updates. There was a deadly shooting in a Nitro Marketplace parking lots. We've got an update on that. And the victim of a fatal accident on Interstate 68 involving a motorcycle over the weekend in Monongalia County. The victim has been identified. We have that story for you over at WVMetroNews.com as well this morning, the latest on those two tragic stories. All right, well, we've got a plethora of text messages, but unfortunately, we are plumb out of time to get to most of those. Let me see if I can find one here that's funny. Well, some of them are funny. I just can't read them on air.
I know.
Most of those involve Dave Allen. Coming up, Metro News Midday on many of these same Metro News radio stations. Dave Allen will be with you. Later on, it's Metro News Hotline and Metro News Sportsline. WVU basketball got a big commit in the transfer portal. I'm sure the guys will be talking about that later this evening. For Zach, Sophia, and TJ, I'm Dave. This is Talkline Metro News, voice of West Virginia.